The Chocolate War by Robert Cormier. Created by Austin Braksick. Now, being that The Chocolate War wasn't published until 1974, Twitter wasn't around. But had it have been, this is probably what would go back and forth between Jerry and Archie in terms of communications over the social network. Now let's meet our first character, Jerry Reynolds, a quarterback from Trinity High School. The story begins with Jerry on the football field. An undersized freshman, Jerry is going against all odds by being the starting quarterback. As depicted by this picture, Jerry is unable to keep his jersey clean as play after play he is pummeled by defensive players much bigger and stronger than he. Throughout the book, Jerry thinks about a quote that hangs on a poster in his locker at school. The quote reads, "Do I dare disturb the universe?" This quote is important because it is a major symbol in the book and frequently repeats itself. As I will explain more later on, Jerry refuses to sell chocolates, which completely disrupts the school hierarchy. He disturbs the universe that is Trinity High School by challenging power structure and tradition and by defying the norms. Now let's meet our next group of characters, the Vigils. The Vigils are a secret society within Trinity High School that has almost complete control over everything at Trinity. Archie Costello and Obi are the two important members of the Vigils and choose different students for various assignments. After the football practice where Jerry took an incredible beating, they decide that Roland the Goober Goobert will be assigned to dismantle a teacher named Brother Eugene's classroom. An assignment is like an initiation for the Vigils. After choosing the Brother Leon is a teacher at Trinity that greatly supports the Vigils in all of their endeavors. He is in charge of the chocolate sale and tells Archie that he wants the aid of the Vigils in selling twice as many chocolates as they did the previous year. Brother Leon is a cruel and sadistic man. He taunts a boy named Gregory Bailey using sick tactics. Jerry watches this happen and wonders how Brother Leon can be so cruel. He makes people believe that the only way Bailey can be so perfect and achieve such high grades is by cheating. He humiliates Bailey and then blames the rest of the class for not stepping up in Bailey's aid. The Goober's assignment begins and the catastrophe of Room 19 is underway. The Goober, with the help of some of the other Vigils, unscrews all of Brother Eugene's furniture in Room 119. When class commences the next day and people sit down in the screwless desks, everything falls apart. Brother Eugene is so upset that he begins to cry, which makes the Goober feel incredibly sorry for his prank, while Archie watches the situation unfold, filled with pride. While reading about the Vigils, I asked myself, what are they like? As someone who loves history, I couldn't help but make historical connections while reading The Chocolate War. As the story continued and I learned more about the Vigils and their tactics, I realized that they are very similar to the post-war Ku Klux Klan or KKK. The Klan's tactics of enforcing a false sense of justice by means of terror and intimidation paralleled the tactics of the Vigils. The Vigils tried to intimidate the student body, much like the Klan did when they tried to keep blacks from voting. Much like the Klan bribed government officials to sympathize with their cause, the Vigils have Brother Leon, a high-ranking member of the school's faculty, to assist in their destructive ways. Throughout the book, the Ku Klux Klan and the Vigils have many things in common. When Brother Leon takes roll call to see how much chocolate each student will pledge to sell in the annual chocolate sale, Jerry shocks the world when he tells Brother Leon that he will not be selling any chocolate in the chocolate sale. This event is similar to the famous Tank Man in Tiananmen Square, or like Rosa Parks when she refused to give up her seat on the bus. When Jerry refuses to sell the chocolates, he is disturbing the universe. He has defied all order and power within the school. In a way, Jerry's decision is a catalyst for all of the events that take place for the rest of the book. It is, in a way, a Pandora. Unbeknownst to him, Jerry begins a movement that changes the rest of the book. Mahatma Gandhi chose to defy the British salt laws by organizing a 248-mile trek to a coastal town to illegally make salt from the sea. By the time he and his thousands of followers that he had picked up along the way reached the sea, Word had spread across the country, and many people became well informed about the British salt laws, and many took up acts of civil disobedience by disregarding the salt laws. What Gandhi and Jerry have in common is that they both began movements unbeknownst to them at the time and took a beating both verbally and physically for their actions. They also both picked up followers incidentally along the way by simply believing in a cause. Jerry is supposed to accept the chocolates just like everyone else, but he doesn't. He says no again. He is unsure of why he says no, but he knows that it feels good. Other students begin to follow Jerry and also refuse to sell chocolate, which he knows undermines the vigils in their power. Brother Leon begins to get angry over the low chocolate sales and sees that he and the vigils are losing power. He tells Archie that the vigils need to take control of the situation and get Jerry to sell the chocolates. He says that if they don't sell the chocolates, it will be the end of the vigils and Archie, and he will make sure that they fall. The vigils heed Brother Leon's commands, and Jerry becomes completely alienated. The football team intentionally drops his passes. At night he receives phone calls calling him gay. He sees people across from his house throughout the night standing and laughing. His locker is ransacked. He is constantly harassed, and the only friend he has remaining is the goober. Students see chocolate sales as cool once again, and the vigils are saved at Trinity as chocolate sales skyrocket. One day Jerry gets beaten badly by a group of guys. His frustration is finally built up that Jerry won't help sell chocolates. Finally, all the chocolates have been sold, except for the 50 boxes that Jerry was originally supposed to sell. Archie and the vigils know that they need to make the money somehow, so they plan for a raffle for these chocolates. Archie calls Jerry and offers him a chance to get revenge on Emil Jansa, the very person who led the group to previously beat Jerry. Jerry accepts, and he and Emil both show up to the athletic field at night where a boxing ring has been set up. They are led to the platform and told the rules of the game. Basically, one of the vigil's leaders, Carter, draws a raffle ticket and reads what the owner of the ticket has written. Students have written in the name of the person that they want to get hit and how they want that person to get hit. This is set up for Jerry's defeat, as most of the student body hates him and wants to see him fail. The raffle tickets begin to not even matter, and Jerry and Emil begin full-on brawling, punching each other as hard as possible. Jerry doesn't stand a chance, and he is taking a beating. The students yell for his death. The lights go out on the field suddenly, and that is what saves Jerry, as the fight is immediately over. Archie runs to see who turned them off, and sees Brother Jacques holding the switch for the lights. This picture is a scene from the movie Fight Club, which depicts brutal beatings in a secret society. Jerry is beaten so badly that he needs to take an ambulance to the hospital. The novel ends with him waiting with the goober before he is picked up by the ambulance and taken to the hospital. The chocolate war ends with Archie and Obi walking together, power still in the vigil's hands, completely unscathed. The chocolate war concludes with us once again having to come to grip with the quote that is the theme of the entire book. Do I dare disturb the universe? This is a quote that Jerry must both think about and deal with throughout the entire book. At the end of the book, we do not reach a conclusion about this quote. We understand that disturbing the universe has its consequences, as Jerry finds out. He disrupts the power structure, acts defiantly, tries to be himself, and yet, in the end, what does he get out of it? He ends up beaten in an ambulance, with the vigils still maintaining their power stronghold over the entire school. Jerry disturbs the universe, but in the end, Jerry sees that even by disturbing the universe, sometimes it's hard to defeat a power structure like the vigils.